Well, I guess we're not getting a dark match this evening after what we just seen close Monday Night Raw with Braun Strowman and Big Show. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. This is your official Monday Night Raw review, April 17th, 2017. I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. If you guys missed part 3 of Off the Script that was uploaded earlier this afternoon, make sure you guys go and check that out. Link will be in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. We go over a few things in that video, including my phone call today with Eric Bischoff. Yes, Eric Bischoff and JD will be working together, and Off the Script will be a part of his new wrestling network. So more news to come on that. Information to come in the next few weeks. Off the Script is going to be taken to the next level. And that's thanks to you guys. Thank you so very much. I also want to thank everybody for showing love to my sponsors this evening. There is 3 great ways you guys can support this show. Number 1 being Patreon.com/JD from New York 206. That's JD from NY 206. Patreon, man, as little as $1 a month gets you early access to Off the Script and exclusive rights to my Discord server, where you guys can chat with wrestling fans, like-minded wrestling fans, and the entire JD family. And it's just a fun time in there, man. Very respectful, and it's just a great place for wrestling fans to be. If you guys want to discuss the current topics, news, and rumors, if you guys want to discuss what we talked about on Off the Script, that is the perfect place for you. Once again, that's patreon.com/JD from NY 206. And I want to thank everybody that has continued to pledge and that has pledged today, man. You are greatly appreciated. Another great way you guys can support the show is with Barbershop Window, as you guys see in the thumbnail there, made out by the wonderful Mike Will 87 on Twitter. Barbershop Window is an official partner with Off the Script. You guys can get your t-shirts. That is my official online shop. That's barbershopwindow.com, $19.99. Any shirt that you guys want on there, man. There's 9 different designs, and they ship worldwide. Once again, that's barbershopwindow.com/Off the Script. And Audible Trial, audibletrial.com. Audible's been a wonderful sponsor of this show and of this channel. If you guys want 30 days free to try out their service, they're going to give you 1 free audiobook of your choosing. And a lot of you guys have blew up Audible Trial courtesy of Off the Script with that new AJ Lee book, Crazy Is My Superpower. Make sure you guys go and get that today. You guys can get that for free. And no matter if you guys cancel the service, you get to keep your audiobook no matter what, compatible with iPhone and Android. Over 180,000 books to choose from. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/Off the Script. 3 great ways to support this channel and what I do here, because YouTube sucks dick. And I don't know when it's going to get better, man. It's very frustrating for everybody. Just not me, but for everybody. And hopefully the advertisement boycott is going to come to an end very, very soon. Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. We were live tonight from Columbus, Ohio, at the Value City Arena. Sucks that Monday Night Raw is of no value each and every week, but tonight wasn't that bad of a show. One thing I do want to make mention, actually 2 things I want to make mention of. Number 1, it was actually very nice to hear Booker T on commentary tonight. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. We've been poisoned with Byron Saxton and David Otunga on SmackDown, and Byron Saxton respectively on Raw before the split, before the shakeup. And it was just nice to hear Booker T again, man. You know, he's got a lot of passion in his voice, and he just brings a different element to the commentary. And I actually enjoyed how he interacted with Corey Graves and Michael Cole. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to enjoy hearing him for the next 5 weeks, most certainly over David Otunga. So if WWE was right, they would scrap David Otunga and put him on no commentary team and bring back Booker T full-time and have him do the pre-show duties like he's usually been doing. That's what I say. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that, but I definitely did enjoy Booker T tonight, and it was definitely a breath of fresh air to hear him instead of what we've been hearing on Monday Night Raw. Another thing I want to make mention is the show wasn't bad tonight. It was just painfully long. I mean, literally, it felt like it was on forever. By the 10 o'clock hour, I felt like the show should have been over. And I looked at the time, and I'm like, holy shit, I got another full hour to go of Monday Night Raw. I don't want to repeat myself, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it is too long. It is too long, and like I said, even the good shows just seem so long. If it was cut down by an hour, the good shows would be great shows. You know, and the great shows could eventually be unbelievable shows. But, you know, we got to be stuck with 3 hours of Monday Night Raw for at least the next couple of years. I do want to say that I'm happy we did not see Roman Reigns tonight. Braun Strowman came out, and he was the first thing that opened up the show. He walked down to the ring, and this guy got the biggest babyface reaction that I think he will ever receive. And because on the receiving end of the most brutal attack that we've seen in recent memory, Roman Reigns was destroyed by Braun Strowman. So obviously, Braun Strowman was going to get cheered. He said that he is proud to say that he broke Roman Reigns in half last week and that he left him in an ambulance. He got massive cheers. He actually got yes chants. Braun Strowman got yes chants for destroying the biggest babyface, and I'm going to use that term loosely, the biggest babyface in the company. But WWE wants to continue to push him as a babyface, right? This guy, Roman Reigns, everything that they've done to get this guy over was a complete waste of fucking time. The Undertaker match and him beating The Undertaker did absolutely nothing. Nothing. It's like it never even happened. Braun Strowman says he's proud to put Roman Reigns in an ambulance. Proud that Roman Reigns will not be here tonight, and he plans to run through the Raw roster because he is the monster among men. Kurt Angle came out, walked down to the ring, and this was an intriguing showdown. Needless to say, Angle asked him what he's trying to prove and brought up Strowman's attack on Roman Reigns. He's like, what more do you want? You put Roman Reigns in a goddamn ambulance. But I'm going to give you what you want. At Payback, at the aptly named pay-per-view, Payback, Angle booked Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. It's not going to be a one-on-one match. I'm telling you this right now. I haven't heard any rumors about what type of match it will be, but I'm guaranteeing you right now it will be some type of stipulation. They might as well make it an ambulance match, to be perfectly honest with you. Something along those lines. All I know is that it's going to be no DQ. It's going to be an all-out war. Especially if that is going to be the main event of Payback. I believe it's going to be the main event, because it is a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. I don't see them ending a Raw exclusive pay-per-view with a SmackDown World Championship match. That's just the way I see it, but it could be an ambulance match. Either way you look at it, this match will be getting a stipulation come Payback. Strowman says that is fine. You want to book the match? It's going to be Reigns' funeral at Payback. Strowman asked about tonight. He wants competition. You know, don't end up like Mick Foley. He wants competition. Angle said that Strowman realistically should be suspended, and Strowman has the night off. Strowman says that he wants more competition, or else. Angle said, or else what? And got in the face of Strowman. People got excited about that. Strowman stared at him for a few seconds, and then absolutely just didn't give two fucks, man. He dropped the mic, walked away, and he left the ring. So that was that. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Strowman coming out and receiving that type of reaction and really just nailing it home and just making all the Roman Reigns fans salty. It was a great thing to see. He broke Roman Reigns in half, and he's proud that Roman Reigns will not be there tonight. He's proud that he put Roman Reigns in an ambulance. It's the kind of shit that you got to do to rile up the Roman Empire, man. They deserve it. They're a bunch of fucking assholes. Anyway, decent opening segment to Monday Night Raw, and I like that they started off with something that has been talked about all week with the Strowman Reigns situation. And like I said in the beginning, I'm glad Roman Reigns did not show up during this segment or during the show, but WWE wants to book him at a house show, right? And it makes the waves all over social media that Roman Reigns was at a house show. How the attack now looks, if you look back on it, it's like WWE just erased everything that Braun Strowman did. Why are you even putting Roman Reigns on a house show? I don't care who you are there to impress or who you are there to make happy. At least play the storyline out. Roman Reigns was fucking thrown off a loading dock as he was strapped to a stretcher. There's no way a human being will be at a house show 2 days later to put the guy who did that to him through a fucking table. Yeah, he comes back with a separated shoulder, right? Got no bandages. He's got no sling on his arm. Nothing. Just comes back. Good old WWE logic right there. And they wonder why we hate Roman Reigns. Moving on, we got a singles match here with Chris Jericho and Samoa Joe. Not really all that impressed with what I seen here. Samoa Joe made Chris Jericho tap with the coquina clutch. The best thing about this match was the fact that Joe actually had mic time. And I smiled from ear to ear. And I just love Joe's mic work, man. It's just so fucking beast. It really is. He took the microphone and he yelled Rollins' name out like he did Regal. I don't want to yell because my neighbors are probably sleeping upstairs, but he yelled Rollins' name savagely into the microphone. And he says, Rollins, do you remember what it sounded like when he debuted or when I debuted? He says that it was the sound of bones popping and limbs ripping, tendons ripping. Joe said that Rollins was a target from day one, set in stone by Triple H. Joe says that he cares about his clientele and that when he, gets in the ring with Rollins at Payback, he's going to make it personal. He brought up everything. He brought up the victory over Triple H that Rollins had at WrestleMania. He brought up the fact that Rollins put Stephanie McMahon through a table. And at Payback, Joe says it's going to be personal. Rollins says, of course it's going to be personal. You put me out. You almost risked my entire career. And at Payback, Joe, I'm telling you this right now, Payback is going to be a bitch. Rollins was on commentary during this match. Joe wins with the coquina clutch. A match I am very much looking forward to see. I think it should be very good at Payback. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows were walking to the ring. Elias Sampson was backstage strumming his guitar. So for the last 2 weeks, Elias Sampson has been doing free gigs in and around the arenas that he's been in for Monday Night Raw. They were supposed to fight Goldust and R-Truth, but Braun Strowman, keeping his word to Kurt Angle, destroyed the Golden Truth. He threw Goldust through a fence, a caged fence backstage. He pummeled R-Truth and completely just knocked him out with a straight right hand. So that was that. And the referee then goes to the locker room and says, listen, Angle told you to take the night off. Go home. And the referee was like, I don't know what I got to do here, but, I'm just relaying a word from our GM. And then Strowman gets up and says, what are you going to do about it? And the referee backs off. So Strowman wasn't going anywhere, man. Strowman was going to keep his word about keeping the destruction going on Monday Night Raw. He was ultimately scaring off the referee and just sat right back down and did what he wanted to do. Anderson and Gallows were in a tag team match against Big Cass and Enzo Amore. Those were the new opponents for Gallows and Anderson. This was actually a decent tag team match, man. Most of the match, the club was in control. Most of the match, Enzo got his ass kicked until Big Cass got the hot tag, the Empire Elbow, the big boot, the same shit. They attempted the rocket launcher finishing move that they renamed Boom Shakalaka, which is fucking cringeworthy if you ask me. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson win this match, and Anderson was the one to score the pinfall. Hooked the tights, but he scored the pinfall. He caught Big Cass off the, not Big Cass, he caught Enzo off the top rope as he was attempting something off the top rope. He caught him and dumped him right on the top turnbuckle, knees first, which looked very, very brutal. And Luke Gallows was on the outside with Big Cass. Carl Anderson attended to Enzo, and he got the pinfall there, hooked the tights, 1, 2, 3. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson finally win a match on Monday Night Raw. Surprisingly. Holy shit. Anyway, decent match, and I like that they put emphasis on the in-ring action. I like that they gave these guys time, and they made the match feel important. There was nothing on the line. It's just straight positioning in the tag team division, and I like that they gave these guys time, and I like that they focused on tag team wrestling. I got nothing bad to say about it, but we got to see what happens. The tag team division right now is down one team. The Revival just made their debut, and we already have one of the guys injured. Scott Dawson's going to be by himself. Sucks. It's awesome. It's awesome that they debut, but it's awful that the Revival, which is the best tag team on Monday Night Raw, arguably, is going to be down one man. It's fucking terrible. And I don't know how he got hurt. I don't know what happened as far as Dash Wilder getting injured. I'm reading a report here right now. The Revival recently were called up to the Raw roster. There was bad news today, according to a report from Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet. Dash Wilder suffered a broken jaw over the weekend. The report says that Wilder is expected to be out of action until July as he recovers. Scott Dawson teamed with Bobby Roode over the weekend, which we now know was because of the injury to Wilder. This is a horrible timing for the injury to occur for the Revival, considering that they just got called up to the main roster. As of this writing, it is unclear what will happen to Scott Dawson if they will keep him off television until Wilder recovers. I really don't know what's going on, man. You know, it's not the same situation when Enzo was hurt with that concussion scare. And they had Big Cass go at it one-on-one with a lot of guys because Big Cass has that singles guy look. He's eventually going to break away from Enzo, and Big Cass is eventually going to be a singles guy on his own. You know, Scott Dawson right now, he's going to be floating around not knowing what to do. They're not going to know how to use him, and he's going to feel naked without Dash Wilder there, man. This is a really, really bad break for possibly the best tag team in the industry right now. And I was looking very much forward to them eventually taking the titles off of whomever the champions are, whether it's Cesaro or Sheamus or the Hardys. You know, I had these plans. This was my idea of the Revival actually making the Hardys broken, you know, or leading to the Hardys being broken. But it's not going to happen right now. You know, July. Dash Wilder's going to be out till July, and that's a terrible break, not only for the Revival, but for the Monday Night Raw Tag Team division. That's a huge blow. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on anything newsworthy as it comes to Dash Wilder's return. Miz and Maurice walked out to the ring for Miz TV. Just as the Miz was about to start his promo, I believe Ambrose was the guest of Miz TV, the Intercontinental Champion. Ambrose actually walked out. Miz says that Ambrose makes them look like a bunch of wrestlers. He brought up how Ambrose ruined his momentum after winning the Intercontinental Championship and was barely a blip on the WrestleMania 33 card as he was on the pre-show against Baron Corbin. Miz says that Ambrose never broke the glass ceiling, and that is due to him being lazy and complacent. I don't know if he was pulling a card out of the Stone Cold Steve Austin hat, but if you ask me, those are the same words that he used in describing Brock Lesnar on the Stone Cold podcast. So there you go. Or it was the other way around. That was the wording that Austin used to describe Dean Ambrose, because he feels like all these modern guys right now, all these current guys are just lazy and complacent in their roles, and they don't want to get better. They don't want to reach for the brass ring. They don't want to stand out amongst everybody else in the locker room. They're just happy to be there and have a job and be given the position that they're in. And once they get that position, they don't really go further than that because they get lazy and complacent. He says that it doesn't matter what he is wearing, but it's what he has in his heart. I believe Ambrose made fun of the Miz's maroon suit with his bright red shoes. Ambrose says the Miz cares about what people think about him. He says that he is not a brand, but rather himself. Ambrose says that he does this because he loves it, and he loves busting his ass every night. He says that he is the reason he is the Intercontinental Champion. Ambrose brought up beating The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, and the promo by Dean Ambrose was very good. He reminded me a lot of what we want out of the Lunatic Fringe. I don't know if you guys got this sense when you were listening to Ambrose tonight cut his promo. I wouldn't say it was his best promo, but it was his best promo as of late. You know, he started off with a little comedy skit, and then he really amped it up. And we haven't seen that type of fire in Ambrose, promo-wise, since he was going back and forth with John Cena, and even AJ Styles. But The Miz tends to bring out the best in a lot of people because he's just that damn good of a heel. Dean Ambrose kind of reminded me, I wouldn't say completely, but he did remind me somewhat of Roddy Piper tonight. I don't know if you guys got that sense, but he was very Roddy Piper-esque in the way he cut his comedy, and then he was very Roddy Piper-esque in the way he cut his promo. He's very direct and he was very passionate. I don't know if you guys got that sense, but that's the way it came off to me. But Ambrose brought up beating The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Maurice then grabbed the microphone and called him a sewer rat. Maurice said that Ambrose isn't a real champion. She also said that the man makes the championship. The championship doesn't make the man, and that is exactly true. The man makes the championship. The man enhances that title. You know, if you're going to put that title on somebody just for the sake of putting it on somebody, more likely than not, it's not going to get enhanced. It's the guy you put it on that's going to make that title. And that is the problem with the Intercontinental Championship. You know, Ziggler did nothing with it. Ambrose has done nothing with it. You know, Kevin Owens was on his way to doing something with it, but WWE put it right back on Dean Ambrose. The Miz is the only one in recent memory that has done anything with that Intercontinental Championship and made it feel important. And they took it off of him at a very, very early time, and I still don't understand why. Because Dean Ambrose has done literally nothing with the title, and it should have been still, at this very day, it should have never been taken off The Miz. And I firmly stand behind that. So, Maurice called him a fake champion. He isn't a real champion. Maurice says that the man makes the championship doesn't make the man. Ambrose he started pulling out cash and business cards and other items in his jacket. Then he took off his jacket. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, you know. And The Miz continued to talk here. He said that Ambrose turned the title into exactly what he is, a joke. And then he threw the jacket at Maurice, and that distracted The Miz just for a split second, just enough time where he attacked The Miz. Maurice then threw the microphone at Ambrose, which made him laugh it off. And then he tried to get dirty deeds on The Miz, and The Miz escaped. So that was pretty much it. It looks like we're headed towards a match at Payback with The Miz and Dean Ambrose. Now, I don't mind it. I really don't. But it's not something that's going to be new and exciting and fresh with the roster shakeup, because this is something that they're just continuing from SmackDown. I mean, they were feuding, and then they went away from it, and now they're feuding again. As if WWE really doesn't know what to do with these two guys. So they figured the best case scenario is put them in a match together. But, you know, this was a decent segment. I enjoyed it. It was hot. And I love the way The Miz brings out the best in people, because he's such a damn good heel, man. And he's a damn good dresser, too. I got to give him that. But it was a very good segment. I expect fully that this match takes place at Payback for the Intercontinental Championship. Miz versus Dean Ambrose once again for the IC title. This was one of the funniest things I've seen all night. We cut to the back, and Braun Strowman is dragging Kalisto through the backstage area. Now, I don't know what he was doing, but the term Mexican takeout has a whole new meaning. Braun wanted some Mexican takeout. He wanted to take Kalisto with him to a fine Mexican restaurant, and they wanted to order a beef and cheese burrito. Okay? But before that, Braun Strowman stopped in front of a dumpster, and he gave us a clear-cut indication of what he thinks of Kalisto. He threw him in the trash. You can interpret that as another way, too. Braun Strowman threw Kalisto in the trash. It's a great way to interpret what Braun Strowman thinks of Monday Night Raw, using his environment around him. He threw Kalisto in the trash. Monday Night Raw's trash. Kalisto's trash. A lot of symbolism there, you know. But before anything else happened, Big Show football tackled him into a steel barricade, and Big Show says, "Why don't you pick on somebody your own size?" So, Braun Strowman was supposed to take the night off, or did have the night off, and then Kurt Angle completely reverses what he initially stated, and then soon after books Braun Strowman in a match with the Big Show. This guy goes from possibly being suspended for his action against Roman Reigns to getting the night off to a match with the Big Show. Make up your fucking mind, you know? He goes from being suspended to night off to match with Big Show. Okay, great. If you wanted the match with the Big Show, if you wanted, a match with Braun Strowman, if Braun Strowman wanted competition, why didn't you just tell us that he was going to get a match with the Big Show tonight? in a rematch of what they did last month. Don't understand it. So they took the illogical, long-winded route here. But there you go. Typical WWE. TJ Perkins versus Jack Gallagher. Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Austin Aries and Neville were sitting at ringside. Neville was there with the Cruiserweight Championship. Austin Aries was sitting with a organic banana, courtesy of Titus Catering. Perkins wins here. He hit the detonation kick on Jack Gallagher for the win. Match went pretty decent, went about 7 minutes. You know, Perkins got some decent heel heat. Don't know how much heel heat he's going to maintain with that theme music. You know, TJ Perkins just turned heel last week. He still got the bubbly, fan-friendly theme music, and he continues to dab in the ring. You know, you can continue to dab. People are going to fucking boo you anyway, but dabbing really isn't a heel-like technique, and neither is that theme music. But I'm not in charge of WWE. Detonation kick. Jack Gallagher goes down for the pin. 1, 2, 3. TJ Perkins wins. Got decent amount of time. On 205 Live, Perkins versus Austin Aries in the rematch from last week on Monday Night Raw. Fatal 4-way for the Women's Championship number 1 contendership. We got Nia Jax, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss. One positive out of this match. It was fucking refreshing to see somebody other than Charlotte on Monday Night Raw. Holy shit. Just by that alone, the Superstar Shakeup is a success for Monday Night Raw. This match was actually better than the Fatal 4-Way that we got at WrestleMania. This wasn't any elimination style Fatal 4-Way, but it was better than what we've seen at WrestleMania 33 with Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Nia. We had Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. Rumors going around that they really do not like each other. The interaction between both of them was kind of cat-like. You seen Sasha staring up Alexa and Alexa staring up Sasha. You know, rumor going around that I believe Sasha Banks broke Alexa Bliss's jaw while they were down in NXT early on, and Sasha didn't apologize or at least console Alexa Bliss for what happened in the ring afterwards. Something along those lines. Correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody knows the real story behind it, but rumor goes around that they really do not like each other. They have legit heat with one another. There was even a spot with both of them one-on-one towards the end of this match, and Sasha Banks received a fucking stiff shot by Alexa. I'm like, oh, the rumors must be really true, man. And the Banks statement was applied to Alexa Bliss, too. And Sasha Banks, she applied the Banks statement and did it a little bit more stiff than she usually does. She reared back when she put that fucking, that Banks statement on. But in the end of this, man, it was all over the place. Nia Jax was proving her dominance. Mickie got some good spots in. Mickie and Sasha had a nice little one-on-one encounter, and Alexa was all over the place. Alexa wins this by being the typical heel that she's been so great at doing on SmackDown. Nia Jax, she had, I believe, Sasha Banks up in a fireman carries position. Mickie James was on the top rope, about to kind of break up what Nia Jax was doing with Sasha. Nia Jax had great ring awareness and knocked Mickie James off the top rope by using Sasha Banks as a battering ram as she carried Banks on her shoulders. Followed that up with a Samoan drop. She was going to go for the pin until Alexa Bliss broke it up, threw Nia Jax to the outside, covered Sasha. 1, 2, 3, and Alexa Bliss is your new number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship. Takes advantage of Nia Jax applying her finishing move and becomes the number 1 contender. Now it will be Bayley versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship at Payback. I am going to enjoy the match. I love that it's a fresh matchup. I just don't like that there's no emotion or heat build up between these two. How can we get invested in a match that determines a number 1 contender 2 weeks before the actual pay-per-view? Not going to sit here and tell you it's not going to be a good match, but most of the match is going to happen with no meaning behind it. Yeah, the title's going to be on the line, but what is the dissension between Alexa Bliss and Bayley? That's the one thing you need. You need some emotion between champion and challenger. There's not going to be anything there. No matter how good the match is, it's gonna fall short of really captivating you because of that missing element. I'm just letting you know right now. But it is a breath of fresh air to not see Charlotte on Monday Night Raw. It made me really interested in what these women were doing, that the shakeup really, brought some new faces to Monday Night Raw. So I enjoyed it. And like I said, I thought this match was actually better than the Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania 33. So Alexa Bliss wins. She is the number one contender. And she is picking up right where she left off on SmackDown Live, but on Monday Night Raw. We got Kurt Hawkins in the ring. He cuts a promo about how superstars are wanting to be main eventers and they need to step in the ring with him if they want to really achieve main event status. Yeah. Go back and fight Grimm, you fucking bum. Anyway, Finn Balor comes out, and there was rumors going around that Finn Balor was going to be receiving medical testing prior to the show in Columbus, Ohio tonight, and nobody knew if he was actually going to be in the ring competing, after what happened to him with Jinder Mahal last week, but I guess he was cleared. He was in. He made quick work of Kurt Hawkins, 1, 2, 3. Missile dropkick to the corner, followed up by the coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor wins. Didn't even break a sweat. So Balor is back, but as of right now, he does not have anything to do at Payback. They might give him the night off. They might book him in something else, maybe an interview or an interference. I don't know. So Finn Balor's back. He is okay, and I'm glad to see that it was a quick recovery from what happened with Jinder Mahal, because that was scary, and he looked legitimately knocked out after his match with Jinder last week. Chris Jericho cuts a backstage promo on his upcoming match with Kevin Owens at Payback. And he kept calling Mike Rome Tom. And he was about to add the backstage interviewer, Mike Rome, to the list for not knowing his own name. They went back and forth on what his name really was. It was kind of hilarious. And Elias Sampson walks by, strumming his guitar, playing his guitar, and instead of adding Mike Rome to the list for not knowing his name, he added Elias Sampson to the list because he is just a straggler roaming, playing his shitty music. So that was pretty funny. And Jericho, by the way, I failed to mention, how much did his scarf cost? He's got, instead of a light-up jacket, he's got a fucking light-up scarf. How beast was that? So, Jericho, always adding these nice little new nuances to his character, man. First it's the jacket, now it's the light-up scarf. He's got the list, the pen. Jericho's doing things on Monday Night Raw, man. He got all these simplistic things over. And just goes to show you how great he really is. Titus Catering was cutting a backstage promo about Apollo Crews. Apparently he wants to take Apollo Crews to the next level. All that said to me is that, listen, bro, while I'm away, I need you to watch catering, okay? I need you to make sure the food is warm. I need you to make sure the beverages are on ice. I need you to make sure the fruit is sweet and organic. And please, we don't need another Simon Gotch incident, bro. Do not overcook the garlic and herb chicken. Please. That's all I seen from that. So, Apollo Crews, instead of actually competing, like we know he could on Monday Night Raw, he is in a possible catering segment with Titus O'Neil. Instead of getting a promotion to Monday Night Raw, he's going to get a promotion in Titus Catering. So look forward to Apollo Crews making his first appearance for Titus Catering Service on Monday Night Raw, coming to a city near you. Don't forget it. Bray Wyatt cuts a backstage promo about his upcoming match with Randy Orton. He tried to sound scary and intimidating, and all I heard was, Randy, I am a loser. I'm trying to sound very scary here, and I'm trying to instill fear in you, but I know I'm going into Payback, and I'm not going to win the WWE Championship. That's all I heard. Blah, 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 blah. He says he's going to make Randy Orton feel pain and suffering and fear. Listen, Wyatt, you should be in fear of being on Monday Night Raw. You should be in pain. You should be suffering that you actually got shooken up. That you actually got taken off SmackDown for Monday Night Raw. So I don't know what you're talking to Randy Orton for, or what you're talking to Randy Orton about. You know, all I heard was, I am a loser. I'm going to lose at Payback. Another one of these cryptic promos that tries to make Bray Wyatt scary, but he ends up being a loser anyway. Give me a break. Nobody listening to me and watching me expects Bray Wyatt to win this match. Nobody. And if you do, you're a goon. Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. We got one half of the tag team champions going against one half of the challengers at Payback for the tag team championships. Very good match. Probably the best match of the night. Very hard fought. Cesaro called this a dream match before the match actually took place. Matt Hardy was on the outside, actually provided no outside interference, really, neither from Sheamus as well. So this was a straight one-on-one match, and Hardy hit the twist of fate, followed up by a Swanton Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy wins his first singles match back in the WWE, and both teams were very hesitant to kind of embrace each other or get close to one another. Sheamus put out his hand, and Matt Hardy was very reluctant to shake his hand, and they eventually showed respect to one another, all four men. So I'm very intrigued about what's going to happen here. Matt still doing the in and out. He's dipping in and out of the broken universe. You know, he's got the mannerisms, and he's still doing delete. He's using terms like enlightening and wonderful and splendid. You know, he's using verbiage that broken Matt Hardy would do, and he's got that smile. You know, maybe Kevin Dunn doesn't want broken Matt Hardy to be broken because that smile is making him jealous. You see how fucking white Matt Hardy's teeth are, man? They're fucking beautiful. Holy shit. But Matt Hardy teasing our hearts, dipping in and out of the broken universe, you know. He is bipolar right now. He's bipolar Matt Hardy. So at least we're getting some of the broken universe. But we all know that we need broken Matt Hardy in WWE. It's quintessential. It's essential. It's needed. Okay, there was a huge chant for Jeff Hardy here. Crowd started to chant Brother Nero. You know, there was faint chants of delete. You know, that's not a chant you hear everywhere, especially in Columbus, Ohio. Brother Nero. You can tell how over the gimmick was. Hopefully WWE does the right thing and turns these guys broken, because I think it's needed. And I think the Hardys, you know, to me, I mean, it's not there yet, but I just see it going down that road. They will get stale, and they will just become, you know, they need to be broken. WWE has to devise a plan, whatever it is. You know, whether they lose the titles or not, they need to be broken. But on this night, Jeff Hardy beat Cesaro in probably the best match of Monday Night Raw. Twist of Fate, Swanton Bomb for the win. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy wins. And then the main event, singles match, Big Show versus the man who went from being, you know, given the night off to told he should have been suspended, and then he's put in a match with the Big Show. This match, there's nothing to this match. I'm not going to hate on this match. I can't. I can't hate on the match. You know, I did the foolish thing about hating on the match the first time, and then I went back and watched it, and I realized, you know, it wasn't that bad. This match was very entertaining. You know, my eyes were glued to the television for the 15 minutes that these guys were in the ring, okay? You know, they did literally, this was exactly the same match that it was a month ago. You know, we seen all the same spots, the arm drags, we seen the kip up from Braun Strowman. Not that I don't enjoy seeing it, and it's very impressive to see a fucking 7-foot tall, 400-pound man do a kip up, but it was literally identical to what they did last month. And there was literally nothing different about it. The only thing different about this was, you know, there was no LED on the ring. Usually with Monday Night Raw, they got those new ring posts and they got that new LED, apron. None of that stuff was there. And I noticed that immediately from the get-go of this show. So none of that stuff was there. The way these guys started the match was also very peculiar as well. They started it on the outside, and then they eventually went into the ring. But the steel steps were positioned and knocked out of place early on in this match. And it got me thinking, they didn't even use the steel steps before the bell rung, which they could have. It wouldn't have landed a disqualification at all. And for some odd reason, they just knocked them out of position and they never used them. So I don't understand why they did that, but all eventually became clear. Attempted suplex spot, one after another. And this entire match was just waiting and waiting and waiting. When the fuck are they going to break the ring? And that's all they were aiming for here. They gave you the same match they gave you last month, but instead of Braun Strowman winning, he broke the ring by superplexing Big Show off the second rope, and the entire ring collapsed. Now, the ring, I do believe, broke twice before, okay? Both including the Big Show. Once with Lesnar and once with Henry. I enjoyed the spots with both Lesnar and Henry more than I did what we've seen tonight. So I enjoyed the Lesnar spot more, and I enjoyed the Mark Henry spot more. But the main difference is the way the ring exploded tonight compared to the others blew both of those instances out of the water, man. The ring fucking collapsed tonight, and it was fucking beautiful to see, man. It was legitimately an eye-opening thing. Like, holy shit. The referee, did you guys see the way the referee fucking landed on the outside? The ring collapsed, and he fucking hit the concrete hard. It literally looked like he didn't expect what the fuck was coming. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and where he was standing, he took that bump like a champ, man. Holy shit. The way the ring collapsed after the superplex, the referee went flying. The steel steps in the ring post in the far left corner of the ring just fucking exploded. It was just great to see, man. It was a nice spot. You know, I really can't hate on it. It sent the crowd home happy. It sent the crowd into an excited chant. They started chanting yes. Everybody was going fucking crazy. You know, it sent the crowd home happy, and it's something that those people are going to remember. Well, you know, on the drive home, they're going to be talking about it. And WWE created a nice little wow moment there. Match wasn't anything all that spectacular. We seen exactly this same match a month ago. It was all the build-up to the ring exploding, and it was a nice build-up, and they definitely built intrigue for leading up to that spot. So, Braun Strowman, I'm assuming, wins. He stood tall. You know, I'm not sure if you call that a win. I think it ended in a no contest, but, you know, before that, you know, Big Show hit a choke slam. Big Show hit a knockout punch. Strowman kicked out of both of those things. And like I said, the lead up to the superplex and the ring exploding was nice. It was a nice build up, and I think Big Show and Braun Strowman work well together, man. They really had people excited. They had people on the edge of their seat. I'm not going to sit here and shit on it because there's no way that I possibly can. You know, I am definitely not a fan of big man matches. You guys know that, but what we've seen tonight and the build up to what happened in the end was very enjoyable, and I'm being honest with you. So Braun Strowman ends the show. He stood tall, and he stood up on top of the collapsed ring, which looked beast, and he held his composure, and Braun Strowman had a nice little gash on his chest. I don't know if you guys seen that. These guys went at it, man. They gave you an all-out war for the main event of Monday Night Raw, and with the ending, it proved to be main event worthy with that ring collapsing. I just don't see how you book Braun Strowman to lose against Roman Reigns. I don't. You have him destroy Roman Reigns, and then you have him destroy Big Show in a collapsing ring incident. How the fuck are you going to book Braun Strowman to lose against Roman Reigns? Especially if Braun Strowman is going to be the next challenger for Brock Lesnar. How are you going to position Braun Strowman to look strong against Brock Lesnar if you're going to have Roman Reigns beat him? Roman Reigns can take a loss. You know, suck it up. Suck it up. You're building Braun Strowman up, right? You're building him up as this legit beast, and you had him 2 weeks in a row now do things that we don't really see. Give him a win over Roman Reigns. It could do a lot for this guy's career. Roman's not coming back and beating Braun Strowman. It makes absolutely no sense. The man's lucky to be fucking alive right now. The man's lucky he's walking into payback on his own 2 feet. He should really be walking in on a fucking stretcher. Anyway, Braun Strowman, I don't see how you can book him to lose against Roman Reigns after what this guy's done the last 2 weeks. Braun Strowman's been the best thing about Monday Night Raw since WrestleMania 33. Gonna be perfectly honest with you. They've been booking him correctly. The segments that they put him in, perfect. His mic time has been perfect. Braun Strowman is on his way. He made me and transformed me into a fan. The guy, sooner or later, and it's gonna be sooner rather than later, he's gonna be main event worthy, man. I'm not saying he's gonna be WrestleMania main event worthy, but this guy's going to be world championship material by the end of 2017. Mark my words. Whether or not he gets the championship, at least he'll be positioned there, but it might not be the right time. Because when you got Lesnar holding the title and you got nothing but Reigns and Lesnar on your mind, it's tough to position anybody else as a world champion when you have Roman Reigns be the end game. And everything revolves around Roman Reigns. Everything else on the show has got to be stalled. Everybody else has got to take a back seat. You know, everybody else is going to be pushed down the line because of Roman Reigns. So, Monday Night Raw was a long show tonight. It should have been shorter. If it was 2 hours, it would have been a great show. It was still a thumbs-up show. It wasn't really all that spectacular, but it was at least watchable. And, you know, it had some decent moments tonight, man. I'll leave it at that. The women's match was good. Alexa Bliss looked good. The club looked good. The return of Finn Balor. Jeff Hardy and Cesaro was a good match. The ring exploding with Braun Strowman and Big Show. It was a thumbs-up show. There was more to like on this show than there was to dislike. So, Raw did a decent job tonight. Looking forward to SmackDown tomorrow. And I will be back, as always, to review SmackDown on Tuesday nights like I always do. Off the script, if you guys missed it, it's live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check it out. Show some support. Lots of stuff in that video, like I said, including my my phone call with Eric Bischoff. And I go over exactly what he and I talked about as far as me being on his podcasting network, man. Off the Script is going to be taken to the next level. And more news about that to come. audibletrial.com/offthescript. 30 days to try their service out. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your t-shirts, and patreon.com/patreon.com/JD from NY 206 if you guys want to pledge and support the podcast monthly in the wake of this YouTube boycott for advertisements, man. Thank you guys so much. I am JD. I'm going to upload this and relax, and I will see you all tomorrow on Tuesday for SmackDown Live. Until then, I am JD. Enjoy your Tuesdays, and I will see you all tomorrow with something, I'm sure, for the channel. I'll talk to you later.